The What It Takes Radio Company presents a way to reach your audience and to bring your message to life. And our own program, our flagship program, is the Interesting Ideas podcast. And today we combine it with the Transformation Zone. And here's the deal. I'm painting the floors red, real red. Now, why am I doing that? Let me tell you the story. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is Stan, and it's the Transformation Zone, but we're a little bit late. Usually we try to make it Friday is kind of future day, and Friday is kind of the day that we talk about good leadership. But we've moved into the third part of the triangle, and that is now Friday is the day that we talk about transformations or the Transformation Zone conversation. But we're a bit late. It's been a busy weekend and we got a lot of things done. That was good. And then we, of course, took, we took the time for a Sabbath time. And we try and do 24 hours where we don't work. But we get geared up just about now at the end of the Sunday afternoon when we're getting ready, our Sunday night meeting with ourselves, with our schedule, with others, in terms of how are we going to meet the marketplace tomorrow? How can we get ready for the week that is before us? We've been energized by worship and some recreation and some reading and having some good food to eat. But now Monday's coming. Monday morning's coming. And Sunday afternoon is getting ready for Monday. And it is still a little bit about transformation. Now, what happened while I was doing my work, getting ready, for a number of things. We have a number of projects. Here's what's happening is that the Jesus Entrepreneur Experience, the How to Be a World-Class Jesus Entrepreneur, that podcast is beginning. How to Be a World-Class Jesus Broadcaster, that began. And the Transformation Zone is continuing. And our work with one of the great thinkers of the 20th century, E. Stanley Jones, the mind, the message, and the mission of E. Stanley Jones, that's continuing. The coaching experience is going and growing, and a number of other things are keeping me busy. That's why, in the midst of all this mess, in the midst of all the challenges I have, as I said just my last time out, that in effect, I've received a new prayer. That's right. It just came to me. So much is going on. And so sort me out. Yeah, there's my prayer. Sort me out from a number of things. Help me choose where to give the priorities. Sort me out and then slot me in. Sort me out, slot me in, protect my family, give me the provisions I need to do so, but help me be a blessing to others. And hopefully that'll happen. As I was going through all my stuff, all of a sudden I came upon something. My goodness. This was written 19 years ago, and I found it. And I was trying to read, but I had to change my glasses. So let me put my other reading glasses on. Those are kind of just for appearances. Okay, here's my reading glasses, and they kind of sparkle a bit. But I was writing an article for some time called Press On. Press On, press on. And it was called Random Thoughts on Life, Success, and Hope. And this was from January 2006. I'm going to just kind of talk it and read it to you because of what really happened in January of 2006. Here we go. This weekend, I continued working on redoing the decorating of the little office hideaway from where I write and plan my daily performances out on the stage of life. I gave the floor the second coat of red paint. That's right. I painted the floor red. Yes, the title is right. The office where I work now has a red floor. Now, it's not bright fire engine red, but it is definitely very red. It's a red floor. I really love it. It's a bit strange, it really is, but it makes quite a statement. I'm increasingly finding that after so many years of living rather safe and conventional, that finding ways of being sane and performing on the edge has left me with only one regret. What's that? I should have started much sooner and younger. I should have done a lot more red floor painting in the past. The red floor reminded me of what I read over the holiday time also. Last year, I finished my book on how to do performance coaching. By the way, that was kind of published, but it's back for a brand new edition. It is good stuff. I did it by putting 11 separate booklets together into one manuscript and started to do a rewrite. It's hard work to go back and make your words just right and to keep your reader reading, enjoying, and learning. I shared this with my daughter, who was home for the holidays and is an editor and writer in her own right. That's my daughter, Megan, a real writer-editor from New York City. She made a suggestion. She suggested I get a copy of a book by a friend of hers. It is The Forest for the Trees, an editor's advice to writers, and is written by a woman named Betsy Lerner. It's a great and it's a worthwhile read, even if you are not a writer or even a writer wannabe. Betsy says this in one of the many great insights about writing and life. Great writing is meant to crush us, entertain and move us, and return us to ourselves with some greater understanding of the world and its workings. Yeah. Understand the world and know what to do. In another challenging line, she says, you must give yourself permission to tell it, to really say it. Most important, give up the vain hope that people will like your work. She says, people like vanilla ice cream. Hope that they love your work or they hate it, that they find it exquisite or they find it revolting. She went on to say, I think that Jean Cocteau, a poet, had the right idea when he said, listen carefully to the first criticisms of your work. Note just what it is about your work that the critics don't like and cultivate it. That's the only part of your work that's individual and worth keeping. Throw off the shackles of approval and of wanting to be liked. You don't want to get a lot of likes. Strong stuff, and it challenged me. Just a pause. Maybe that's what transformation is about. And that's why so few of us are willing to get involved in it. Back to 20 years ago. I confess that I was raised with the great lifeline that came from my parents. Guess what that was? What will the neighbors or any others think? For much of my life, I have given more attention to what was true and right for others rather than what might be my own truth. I imagine that many of you who read this can join me in that confession. Perhaps one of the challenges for those of us at 2006 and 2025 for you and I might be to reclaim the authenticity you once had, the uniqueness of who you are and what you are called to be and do, and to go after what gives you deep gladness. And my final line was, stop being vanilla and start painting more red flowers. And so that's my challenge to myself again. I think I've done a lot of that in the past 19 years. Some of those are red flowers, did well. Some of them were profound failures. I mean, just lost time, lost energy, lost money, and started over again. And I'm doing that right now again at this burning bush stage of my life. I'm finally, I think, right where I want to be. Right where I want to be. And I'm also in places that I don't want to be. So again, sort me out and slot me in. Sort me out and slot me in. We're going to be living in transformation times. One of the things that we now know, first of all, the AI revolution, which I finally decided can be very, very positive for me, but I also know it's going to be very, very negative for a lot of people. It's going to happen. We're going to be in different times. Trump is a transformation guy, big time. A lot of people will like it, and a lot of people won't. You know, love, hate will happen, but there will be transforming times. All of the things are coming together, and so what we're doing, Joe Pine, my friend, Kevin Dully, and a few others who are working with us, and I hope you'll begin to join us in the transformation zone, because you know it's not enough just to change or be able to manage change or get along with change or to survive change. What we're called to do, at least a goodly number of us are, to join the transformation zone, to lose something. You know, if you're going to transform, you're going to lose something. You're going to have to leave something behind. Sort me out. Some things are going to have to go so that other things can come in. Those who transform the world lose a lot. And sometimes they gain much more. Welcome to risking big time. I'm Stan Houston. Thank you for your time on this Sunday evening. I hope it might be helpful. We'll be around a lot this week with a number of conversations because there's a lot of opportunity. There are a number of things that will get in the way of those of you who want to do well. But we are MTC. We are more than conquerors. we're more than winners. We seek to be, by the Spirit force and God's grace, to truly be more than conquerors. That we are fully living a transformed life. I'm kind of excited, a little bit scared, but kind of excited about the possibility, knowing that really, there's really nothing to be afraid of, is there? Best and blessings. We'll see you around. Bye for now.